Good morning and thank you for joining us on CoreTV News on the hour. I am Ebunlomo Adekunle. Ebola cases in Nigeria have climbed to 18. This was after the sister of the late Port Harcourt doctor tested positive to Ebola. Health Ministry spokesman Dan Uwome says in a statement that 4 out of 18 were recorded in Port Harcourt. Uwome also quotes Health Minister Onyebuchichukwu as saying that the total number of Ebola patients currently under surveillance is 2. Under treatment is 2, one in Lagos, another in the Port Harcourt isolation ward. In addition, 41 people are currently under surveillance in Lagos, while Port Harcourt has 255. He added that 320 contacts have been discharged in Lagos after they were observed for 21 days. River State's Governor Rotimi Amechi has assured residents in the state of his government's readiness to curtail further spread of the Ebola disease. Amechi promised that Rivers is going to contain the disease just like the Lagos State government.
The diplomat was unfair to Rivers people. The day he came into Port Harcourt, we got wind of it. We called him to ascertain whether he was in Port Harcourt. He denied he was not in Port Harcourt. 5 days after, he surfaces in Lagos. And in Lagos again, he was asked if he was in Port Harcourt. He denied. He was left alone, after which, 3 weeks after, the doctor died. Then the wife calls to say the husband died of Ebola. Now, within that 3 weeks, there was a child naming ceremony organized by the man. I don't know whether he was on a suicide mission. After the child naming ceremony, for which a lot of people came for the ceremony, when he died, the wife allowed people to come and pay condolences, even though she knew the consequences of Ebola. It was unfair, absolutely unfair. But again, as a governor, the issue is not to cry about spilt milk; it's to find solution. We've been tracking and tracing both primary and secondary contacts. We've been able to bring in about 200. When we say we've quarantined, there's no particular house where you quarantine everybody. It is that you are not allowing them any freedom to move around so that they don't infect anybody when they present symptoms. Now 3 persons have presented symptoms. We've taken the 3 persons into the isolation ward. And after that, we'll commence treatment. So that's where we are.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Labour Congress wants the federal government to keep a close watch on people placed under surveillance as a result of the Ebola virus disease. NLC General Secretary Peter Ozo Eson, who stated this at a news conference in Abuja, also describes the unauthorized movement of these persons as a threat to efforts to contain the disease. He argued that acts such as the one that led to the spread of the disease to Port Harcourt constitutes severe breach of protocol which should not be condoned.
Because it is true that the general symptoms of Ebola are also symptoms of other maladies, we need to always wait for the confirmation of the test. And so we hope that the reported Kaduna case will turn out not to be Ebola. But if it turns out to be, it is also again to follow the laid down process that the Ministry of Health has coordinated very well of ensuring that they now trace the contacts from which the person may have been infected, and then trace all those who have had contacts. And for us, the NLC and on behalf of our workers, our general appeal is that citizens must realize the importance of following instructions.
It's the CoreTV News on the hour. Take a break and we'll be back with more reports. Don't go away.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. And Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Boko Haram insurgents have captured another territory in Yobe State after engaging in a fierce battle over Bama, a town not far from Maiduguri in Borno State. CoreTV News learnt that the newly captured town was taken over by the insurgents without any resistance. Witnesses say the town has no Nigerian troop guarding it. Meanwhile, the insurgents have killed 2 policemen after an attack on Toro local government area in Bauchi State. The police officers were reportedly shot and killed and their guns stolen by the attackers at a mining station in Magama, Gumau. The police public relations officer in the state, Mohammed Haruna, disclosed he was aware of the killings but had not been officially briefed. Speaking to journalists at the end of the meeting, Nigeria Minister of Foreign Affairs Aminu Wale says the party underscored the need to effectively address the sources of funding and the supply of weapons to Boko Haram. Former Borno State Governor Ali Modu Sharif says he's prepared to face any panel in a bid to clear himself of links to Boko Haram. He also reaffirmed his readiness to sue the Australian negotiator Stephen Davis, who claimed that the insurgents identified the former governor as their main sponsor. Sharif says at a news conference in Abuja that he has always been opposed to Boko Haram's ideology and could not be a sponsor of a group he banned in 2010. He described himself as one of the biggest victims of Boko Haram atrocities, while recalling that his brother and at least 5 of his political associates were killed by the insurgents. On calls by the All Progressives Congress for his prosecution, Sharif wondered why the party leaders spoke out after he had left their ranks. He concluded that the opposition party was only using him as an alibi for the culpability of some of its members in the activities of Boko Haram.
From the casualties among my relations and political associates, it is evident that I suffer a considerable loss on the crisis. Among those killed directly in my family are my younger brother, same mother, same father with me, by Boko Haram, Alhaji Goni Mustafa Sharif, former chairman of our party, the ANPP then in the state, who is also my cousin, Alhaji Awagana Ngana. All my friends, close associates, were called in cool blood by this terrorist group. My candidate for the 2009-2011 governorship election, Alhaji Modu Fannami Gobiao, was also killed.
The Lagos State Police Command has assured residents of adequate security of lives and property as year 2014 enters last quarters. Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of operations, Ima Ungu, said this at a meeting with journalists after the State Security Council meeting. Ungu says the law banning the illegal use of siren and restriction of Okada riders are still in force in the state. He added that the police is ready to stop violence associated with street gangs in the war.
The police, the armed forces who are assisting police in doing their jobs, every other security agent is getting ready. We are getting ready. We are prepared. This is not the first time we've been doing it, and we are prepared to do it this time around. This year, we are going to make sure that crime and criminality is reduced to the barest minimum. We are not going to fold our arms and see cult members maiming and killing innocent and law-abiding Lagosians. So we are moving in conjunction with every other security agent in Lagos State. We are going after them. We'll get them. Either you change or we catch you, arrest you, and prosecute you in the court.
Another atmosphere, the Police High Command has decorated 37 newly promoted senior police officers with their new ranks. The Acting Inspector General of Police, Suleiman Abba, charged the officers to work closely with the citizens for better policing. He also mandated them to take steps to improve on the welfare of officers and men under their command. Pius Samuel has more in this report.
Again, the police authorities have found some officers worthy in the discharge of their duties, and today they are being rewarded. Family and friends of the officers are also here to witness the decoration ceremony. Then it was time for decoration. One after the other, the senior police officers were decorated with new ranks. Inspector General Suleiman Abba says, providing adequate security for Nigerians should be the watchword of all police officers and not material things. He added that the public will hold the police accountable if they fail to control the level of corruption in the country.
That there are a lot of expectations on you, and whatever you do should be focused on attaining or satisfying those expectations. The achievement of this expectation will be the yardstick of your assessment. Because most times you missed it. We do miss it. There is no better assessment of a policeman or a police organization than its ability to control crime.
Some of the newly promoted officers could not hide their feelings when they spoke with CoreTV News.
Everybody's happy for us. Yes, we are very happy. I know we have a lot, we are carrying a lot on our shoulders, and well, the only thing we can do is to put in our very best to make sure that we do not disappoint the IG and its management team. We'll ensure that, we comply with the Constitution, prevention of crime.
I feel promotion, the new rank, I feel splendid, excited. I look forward to the challenges. I'm happy, grateful to God. Well, I do not know the new office yet, but whatever it is the office of a commissioner of police, and I think I am ready for it.
Well, I feel elated, I feel exalted, I feel humbled. This is an indication that so much is expected from me. So much given to somebody, so much is expected. It is expected that I should redouble my efforts in whatever I'm doing. Be more focused, be more committed, be more dedicated to the police mandates, and to do my job diligently.
Among those promoted are 30 commissioners of police, out of which 3 are women. 7 others, including police spokesman Emmanuel Ojukwu, are now acting commissioners of police. Pius Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
The federal government has blacklisted a contractor for abandoning an electricity project in Ebonyi State after collecting mobilization fee. The project is designed to boost power supply in Ebonyi and parts of Cross River State, but the firm whose name was given as Techno Electric and Engineering Company disappeared after collecting a 15% mobilization fee in December 2010. Briefing newsmen after the weekly Federal Executive Council meeting, Minister of State for Power Mohammed Wakil said the company directors have also been barred from setting up any other firm in the country. The government has, however, re-awarded the contract for the power project to another company for $5 million.
Awarded this contract to Messrs. Techno Electric and Engineering Company. But because of non-performance, the contract has been terminated and awarded to a new contractor, Mrs. North China Power Engineering Company Limited, and NCEP Nigeria Limited as the subcontractor for the project. And due diligence has been followed, and the memo has been presented to Council, and Council has approved for this extension. And actually, by this project, the expectation and objective is to enhance socio-economic development of Ebonyi and Cross River State through the improved quality of power supply and customer service delivery.
Mixed reactions have continued to trail the Central Bank of Nigeria's reintroduction of charges on ATM withdrawals. While financial experts explain that the charges will aid banks in maintenance of the ATM machines, others argue that such extra charges will be a strain on the developing economy. Rashid took on Oshogbo residents on this issue and filed in this report.
As the central bank directive of 65 naira charge on ATM interbank withdrawal takes effect, Nigerians have been reacting in diverse ways to the policy. As some welcome the development, others believe it is exploitative, arguing that the Apex Bank and financial service providers in the country have decided to add to the burden of the suffering masses. A financial expert, Chris Okme, described this charge as a bad omen for the fragile Nigerian economy.
When we take out the policy of 100 naira and 4 years down the line, come back and restate 65 naira, I mean, we're going through too much turbulence. However, this is an interbank transaction charge. May just make consumers to take better decisions around their ATM usage.
For every policy, its direct effect is on the populace. Long queue is now experienced in banks as people are no more at liberty of using banks nearer to them for fear of losing their hard-earned 65 naira. They now prefer getting to the banks where their accounts are domiciled before using ATM machines.
Actually, I came here because I'm using First Bank because I don't want them to deduct that 60 naira or 65 naira from my account. I can see that 65 naira as it's a cheating. Yes, it's a cheating to my own point of view.
Mixed reactions now greet the 65 naira ATM fee from different class of Nigerians.
65 naira is not too much, especially if I go to my village where my bank is not available and the other banks are there and I have to stay for 1 month. It's not bad if I go there to withdraw 3 times and pay 65 naira.
You have 1,000 in your account and you want to withdraw as a student and you want to withdraw the 1,000 and there is charges of 65 naira. How will you withdraw the 1,000 naira? It is not possible. So it is until you have 1,065 naira on your account before you can withdraw that 1,000 naira.
As some Nigerians proceed, this is just another bitter pill from the Apex Bank.
Since the cost is getting increased, of course, a part of it has to be passed to the customers. 65 naira, I said before, it's not too much. A kid can spend more than 65 naira for a single meal.
Let them eradicate it. We don't want it. We don't want charges. We don't want any charges before we can withdraw our money.
With the reintroduction of ATM charge, this is undoubtedly a new era in the country's financial system, as the government is taxed by experts to promote other forms of cashless policies rather than imposing stringent measures on ATM usage. Rashid, CoreTV News, Oshogbo.
We'll take another break on the CoreTV News on the hour and we'll be right back with more. Don't go away. From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
Thank you for being there. United States President Barack Obama says the United States would not be intimidated by the Islamic State after the beheading of a second American journalist by the Sunni extremists. Condemning the horrible act of violence, he says Washington's goal is for the Islamic State to no longer pose a threat to the region. He stressed that it will take time and that it can only succeed in close cooperation with partners in the region.
Act of violence. Like people around the world, Americans are repulsed by their barbarism. We will not be intimidated. Their horrific acts only unite us as a country and stiffen our resolve to take the fight against these terrorists. Those who make the mistake of harming Americans will learn that we will not forget and that our reach is long and that justice will be served.
And that's all we have for you on the CoreTV News on the hour for this time. Join us again, top of the hour for more. And at 8:30, it will be time for the dailies. Thank you for watching. I am Ebulomo Adekunle.